Welcome in. That was a really ferocious welcome I just threw at everybody. Sorry about that. Oh, hold on, let's try it again. Ready? Welcome in, everybody, to the Alter Live show. That was a lot better. That felt a little bit more normal. I'm with it. I'm Andy. It's so great to be here with you today. With us, as always, is the wonderful and astounding Maeve Brooks. Maeve, how are you today?
I'm great. It's Friday. I'm excited that it's Friday. Are you excited that it's Friday?
Yes, I'm always excited that it's Friday. However, you were telling me a little bit off air as we were prepping for this that your Friday nights can be a bit of a disaster and an awesome thing all in one. So I would love for you to recount for our amazing, wonderful Alter Live fam exactly what your Friday nights look like.
Well, Friday night is usually movie night.
Mm-hmm.
For a while it was Ted Lasso night, but Ted Lasso season ended, so now we're kind of on
Sadly.
to...
Big ups.
I know. Love Ted
Hold
Lasso.
on, real quick. What are your thoughts on Nate? Spoilers for everybody out there, but this is going to be kind of a mini one.
Well, I think it made me sad, but I think it's a fantastic plot point because it kind of makes us think about ourselves and what happens when we, when people help us and kind of, I don't know, just like human nature and us realizing like maybe the people that will help us will actually like they won't. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You're getting all metaphysical up in this. Like this is a philosophy thing.
It just really hit me hard because you think, Ted spent so much time trying to nurture these the teammates, and he really like shepherded Nate. And then I don't know, it was just a lot for me, but I think it's a perfect plot point to move the story along and to kind of reflect on our own experiences.
Uh, wow. Maeve, yeah, I mean, I'm blown over by your depth of knowledge of Ted Lasso's inner workings and character creation. Like, this is great. Okay, talk to me about
I love
Friday.
TV.
Well, yeah, that too. Talk to me about Friday nights.
Yeah, so Friday nights are movie nights. And so, but by movie nights, I mean, getting my family all together to fit on the couch and then then spend 2 hours trying to pick a movie, which leads to some fights and to some people claiming it's time to go to bed. And then we just maybe sometimes end up watching Family Ties
Oh,
instead.
Family Ties is good though. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah, Family Ties is good. It's the thing that will like please all demographics of our family, kind of.
Sure, yeah.
And it's only 20 minutes.
Exactly. So you spend 2.5 hours, you watch one episode, and then everyone goes away less than fulfilled.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's always like a nice moral to the end of each episode of
Yeah.
Family Ties, but it's not the same as a movie night. So we'll see what happens. I'll maybe give you an update next week
have you
if
have you
if we're able to pick a movie.
have you seen on Netflix? It's called The Movies That Make Us. I think is what it is, or The Movies That Made Us.
That's actually sometimes one of our like if we can't find something,
Yeah.
we'll end up being like, okay, fine, we'll just watch one of those.
Okay. So
So we
you
do
saw the
like
Back to the
those,
Future
yeah.
one.
Yes, yeah, we
Okay.
did.
All
That
right.
was probably a night where we couldn't find something to watch, and so my dad was like, "Fine, we'll just watch that."
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was fascinating that Michael J. Fox
I
was
love it.
shooting Family Ties and Back to the Future all all
Yeah,
at the same time. Like, what a dude, man.
I know. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. He's so great.
Friday nights, by the way, are the same for my wife and I. If we're like, we'll have a TV series, we'll go out to date night, and then the kids will do whatever. They're old enough; they're kind of self-sustaining right now.
Yeah,
We go out, we'll go out for date night, and then we'll come home, and it's like, what do you want to watch? And it's like, well, Ted Lasso's done.
I know.
We're done with like all of our other stuff. I don't know. You want to just watch Friday Night Lights again? Like we're on our, I think, third or fourth
Oh,
run through Friday Night Lights, the TV series, which
interesting.
is
I've never seen that. It's on my list though.
Maeve.
Is it really good?
Oh my gosh, it's the best.
Okay, well, good. It's on my list, but there are so many things on my list, so
Sure.
that'll be good
Oh
to look
gosh,
into.
we should start a TV podcast because I want to talk about Friday Night Lights. I want to talk about all these things, but Friday Night Lights in
Yeah.
particular, and just the
Okay.
Okay, we gotta go, we gotta move on. This is the Alter Live show. It's not the Alter TV show. And today we wanted to jump into some things. First and foremost, Maeve, talk to me about what Alter Live actually is for all the fam that
Yes.
does not know.
Yeah, so Altar Live is an online church platform designed specifically for faith communities to stream and host interactive and engaging events and services. So Altar helps you gather all your people together so you can worship together in watch parties and freely socialize at virtual tables and even find private places to pray with each other. And the Altar Live show, I mean, we're just here to talk about the platform and help you maximize your Altar Live experience. We know all the tips and tricks, and we are here to share them with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and with that, if you're ever watching this live or on demand, does not matter. The chat function is going to be your best friend if you do have questions, comments, concerns. You want to give us a thumbs up and tell us your favorite TV show, or you have a burning question about how to actually use the platform and how to do one thing or another. Feel free to throw it in the comments. Always, one of us will see it. One of us will respond to you if this is on demand. Yeah. So, what are we talking about today, Maeve?
So we're talking about the hospitality team. And so, just to kind of kick us off, in physical churches that there's always a lot going on.
Hmm.
Altar Live is just like that. There's always so many different events, a lot of just moments where you need a team. And because you really can't run all these events and meetings by yourself. So that is why we make it easy to invite team members into Altar Live, and we call this the hospitality team. But Andy, can you tell me a little bit more about the hospitality team?
You know what, Maeve? I have a screen over here pulled up that I'm going to go in 3, 2, 1. Bam. And there it is. we're going to talk today extensively about the hospitality team. The hospitality team itself is a team of people that it's really to create a welcoming experience for first-time visitors, for guests that are anonymous, guests that are logged in, and for your regular attenders. It's a team of people that allows you as a leader or as a host or as an event broadcaster to really be plugged into what's going on so that other people can kind of help you with the engagement, help you with the talking. Hosts and greeters, they help with general event management. They help with announcements and really overall event engagement, which is the core of the platform. It's what we exist to do. Hospitality team, they have the ability to chat with general viewers and with logged in viewers, so video chat. They have the ability also to talk to people in text chat as well as one-to-one conversation or private messages. They have the ability to answer questions, and they can manage permissions and remove people from events if need to be, because sometimes people are jerks, and hopefully it doesn't ever come to that, but sometimes we're going to have to. Today in this screen, we're actually going to show you how to add people to your hospitality team, as well as kind of some little things to talk about during your events to really help engage your people a little bit more. And we're also going to talk about the differences, between a greeter and a host, because there are some subtle yet really important differences. So the hospitality team itself involves both of those, greeters and hosts. Essentially, hosts, like I said, subtle differences. They just have a few more privileges than the greeters do. They'll still be able to chat and do all those other things, but assigning your hospitality team, unfortunately, cannot happen while the event is live, like in the actual auditorium view. It can only happen in the edit view, which I'm actually going to show you in just a second. You could do this so we have this thing pulled up right here. I don't know. Can you see my cursor moving around?
I can't.
That's a bummer. Okay, so I have to fix that. But right here, we have the Alter Live show pulled up. It is just a draft of exactly what we're doing right now. This is where you're going to be able to take care of things.
So I have a question.
Yep.
So if I'm hosting an event, and the event has already started and I want to add you as a host, can I go back and add you to my hospitality team while the event is still going on?
So yes, you actually have to open another tab or another window. If the event's already been published, you have to go into the edit window, which we're in, from your community dashboard. So let me back up real quick. This is leave. And no, that's not what I wanted. Dashboard. This is called your community dashboard. This is the main screen that everybody is logged into when they first log into the behind the scenes of Alter Live. And to do that, you just have to go to your events and meetings and then into the edit card. In the edit card, so you've got these 6 steps over here. In your second step, it's called team. And this is where you can actually add team members. So for example, Maeve, you and I, we're going to be pretending to host something. So I'm going to look up, I'm going to click. I totally hit all of the wrong buttons right there. My apologies. Go to team. So I'm going to hit this add a member button right in the middle here. And I'm going to search for Maeve Brooks.
There's a lot of me.
Yeah, you've got like 3. So I think it's this one right here, maybe? I don't know. We're going to
just do that one's good.
Okay. We're going to hit select, and then we're going to add me. Andy. I've got a couple too. We're going to add this guy here because it's got a thing. Okay. So now we have added the host. Now you can see added our greeters. These are greeters by default. You can see over kind of on the right of each card here. So it says Maeve Brooks, and then there's a little checkbox that says host. I just clicked it and unclicked it. This is essentially what's going to make them a host, just like the checkbox says. And if you do want to delete somebody, you can just hit the little trash can icon. I just deleted myself because I did that. And let me re-add myself. Cool. Yeah, and one other little thing to note, by default, if you create the event, so even if you forget to add yourself into this screen, if you created the event, by default, you are a host. So you have host privileges during the event. Does all that make sense?
Now it's good to know.
Cool. if unfortunately there's one little caveat as well. If you create an event and nobody is assigned a host and you don't actually go to start the event will never go live. It needs somebody with
Mm.
at least host privileges to start the event, to go live, and to be in there to manage. And honestly, that's a little bit of a security thing because I don't think you want like 15 different events happening at the same time. So at least you'll have a host in there. We do have a question from CRM. We'll get to that in 1 second. And the big thing that we kind of wanted to talk about here, and Maeve, you'll be able to help with this a little bit, but right below
Mhm.
all of the kind of your, again, I need to make sure that we can see the cursor, but there's this thing called the greeting message, and this
Yeah.
is kind of the default message that you see when you log in, and we'll see this in just 1 second. This is anybody anonymous or logged in will see this message as soon as they log in to your event.
So what kind of things would you want to write in this message? Is it just a welcome message? What kind of things would be helpful?
Sure. So once your event is started, the hospitality team is actually like vital to your engagement. So you want to make things and you want to write things that are going to really help engage and welcome your people. So for example,
Okay.
if we're doing a series on, I don't know, the book of John, I'm going to say, "Hey everyone, welcome to the welcome to our study of the book of John.
Hmm.
Today we're going to be in John 10:10. Grab a Bible, a cup of coffee, and let's get ready to worship.
Hmm.
Also, feel free to grab a seat, which you want in a row, which you want people to do. Also, feel
Yes.
free to
Yeah.
grab a seat in a row and introduce yourself to anyone you don't know in that row. Lastly, make sure to vote on our newest poll." Something like that.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a ton of
So it's
fun.
so it's really just to make people welcome as they,
Sure,
enter in the event. So they
absolutely.
just kind of know where to go. It's almost like instructions. And it's like when you go into the event and there's that nice man or woman with the pamphlet and they say, "Okay, you can take a seat right there." Is that the kind of thing?
Exactly. I like how you said that
Okay.
nice man or woman with the pamphlet. That's pretty funny.
Trying to paint a picture.
That was great. I really appreciate it. No, so here we're gonna do a pre-recorded video, no, live video because we're live. We'll go YouTube live events. We're gonna learn about how to do all of this stuff a little bit later on. But for right now, let me pop in. What? Get out of here! It's still allowed. Cool. We're in. All right. I'm going to actually start the event. It says live event is going to start, but I'm just going to go live. Boom.
Great.
Now, look up in the upper right hand corner. Maeve with our host as our host. "Hey, everyone. Welcome to the blah, 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 blah." So that was our default message that we typed in. So, me joining into the event for the first time, I'm going to go, "Oh, cool. Let me go grab my Bible because we're going to be in John 10:10. And also, if I jumped into a row right here, I would be able to say, "Oh, hey, cool. Let me introduce myself to Maeve and Timmy
Oh, yes.
and
I'm
Johnny and
gonna join the
whoever's
event.
there."
Let me join the event with you. Oh,
Okay, let me allow camera and mic,
mm,
allow camera and mic. And we're in, and I have this camera set up here. Got my dummy camera. Boom. Hello. Hey, Maeve. Thanks for joining us here on the event today.
I'm so
Oh
excited.
my gosh, go grab a Bible, turn to 10:10. Let's have some fun.
I will.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
So yeah, that's essentially what the welcome message is. And as a host, I would be then, it's like almost like automatically welcoming people. And anytime anybody's going to see that little icon pop up. So if it was Maeve's other account, she's got 16 of them. Um,
Sorry for the confusion.
but if it was Maeve's other account, then we would see that I would be able to jump into that row and say, "Hey, you're the host here. Welcome. My name's Andy, and I'm just so glad to be at your church today."
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it seems like the hosts and the greeters have very similar roles, but you mentioned that there were some big differences between the two. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, totally. So you saw hopefully what I did right before I clicked that big go live button.
Mhm.
Both hosts and greeters can go live. So that means they can start a live stream whenever they want. Um, they can also go into the chat function and talk in the actual chat. So I could talk hello in here as a host. I would also
Mm.
be able to click on your name, please. I would be able to click on your name right here and I'd say, hey, Maeve. This is called private chat, one-on-one chat, whatever you want to call it. I'd be able to talk to you as like a single chat. Um, you also have the ability to use the chat function, just the text chat function, for anonymous people that are logged in. Because a lot of times people don't want to log in for the first or second
Mhm.
or even fifth time that they're there with you. So you're able to communicate with them, hey, everyone, grab a seat type thing right in the chat. And that everybody sees that chat right there. You're able to also move people back and forth from the lobby to the event. So up here in the upper right-hand corner, I can click move everyone to lobby, and we're going to do that. We're just going to move everybody to the lobby. It'll take our 10-second countdown. I can move us back and forth from the auditorium to the lobby. I can also host and greeters if need be, and hopefully you don't have to, but I can actually remove people from the event if I need to. And I'm not going to do that because I don't need to. But basically, all I got to do is go over here into the right side. Maeve's not being a distraction right now, she's helping. Uh,
For once.
your words, not mine. You're able to go into the members online, click the three dots, and remove from event. You can also direct message or find on screen if you've got a mess of people all over the place. Hosts get a couple of additional permissions.
Okay.
Only a host can end the event from here. Only the host can do that. Greeters cannot do that for obvious reasons. You don't want people that you don't know that may not have been with your team for very long to come in and just
Mm.
be like, well, I think this is poo poo caca, and then wipe the whole thing out.
Right.
Because that happens. And hosts can also remove users from a table. So if you were talking, I would be able to move you out of this table right here. Greeters cannot do that. Only hosts can do that.
Okay.
Hosts can also, this is a fun little feature too. Hosts can also rename tables. So up here in like next to table 1, there's a little pencil icon that appears. I'm going to call this the awesome table. And now you see
Okay.
it's been renamed to the awesome table. I can rename any of these tables here. And so, for example, if you had people that were coming out of an event and you had a call to action that was something to the effect of, hey, go join a table with people that are in your location, I'm going to put Tampa. And then I'm going to put Boston.
Billy.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I'm going to put Philly. And I'm going to put people from, I think I two L's, right? Yes, Philly. And then, and I'm
Yes.
going to put all over the place. So I'm going to join the Tampa table because that's where I live, is in
Mhm.
Tampa. Um, and
Mhm.
the idea is that the hosts themselves can move and rename and edit and do all of those things in tables. And that's just simply because the host, again, has larger privileges because you want to be a little bit more trusting of them. Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Yes. Yeah, that's really good.
Cool.
So,
So hold on real quick. I want to answer this question from
oh
CRM.
yes.
We have two questions. We're going to get to this one first. So CRM asks, and thanks for joining us again. We love having you here. We love your good questions. Is the
Yes.
messaging function always active, or can it be turned off if not desired? So that's a great question. As of this revision, it is always active. There is an ability to mute people. So if there are some very unruly things happening and people start acting
Mm.
up, which it's the internet, unfortunately, it happens. You do, as a host and a greeter, have the ability to mute people that are in there. It's just the same thing as clicking on those three dots over to the right hand corner and then muting them in the chat. Right, that's for right now. Ideally, I'm not sure what's coming up on the roadmap with that. We may or may not be taking
Mhm.
care of that function. We're only really in version 1 of this, and we are just now hitting our stride with version 2. And I gotta say, it's looking pretty awesome. But that's just being able to look at some of the design. The other question is, let me move this up just a little bit. Are members of the team considered active monthly users? AMU stands for active monthly user. So yes, they are. Is it true
Mhm.
that an active monthly user can log in multiple times and count for pricing as one person per month? So, Maeve, I don't know if you want, can I run through pricing? Do you know the pricing?
Yeah, you can run through pricing. I can add stuff if need be.
Cool. So the active monthly users reset. It's an active monthly user. It resets at the end or at the beginning of every month. So for example, if and that's how you pay for Alter Live. So for example, if somebody only logs in once, you pay for them that month, but you don't have to pay for them the next month if they don't log in. So the you can log in as many times as you want per month, and you don't have to pay for them. You only have to pay the once. You don't have to keep paying for that same person. We basically take that user and say, okay, user one is active. User one is logging in 17 times. Doesn't matter. User one is active.
Mhm.
At the end of the month, everything resets from scratch. And then if user one doesn't log in for that whole month, you don't pay for him or her. You simply, they sit in your database, but you don't have to worry about paying for them. Hopefully that makes sense. And CRM says future requests. Definitely. Did I hit the pricing right there?
Yeah, that was great.
Cool. I like to think that we're doing things. Okay. What else? Anything else I can answer about hosts, greeters, all that? I had to take my swig of coffee real quick out of my sweet, sweet Alter Live mug.
Oh, yes. Oh, wait, I have mine right here too.
Do you? That's oh, look at that.
Oh,
Mug
there we
twins. Yeah, I like
go.
that.
Woohoo!
That's great. Anything else for hosts, greeters? Anything that you feel I missed?
I think that was a great rundown.
You know what?
I
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. And CRM pops back on and says, "Thanks, Andy. That answers my active monthly user." You know what? We're here for you. Um, yeah. Let me move back out of this. The caffeine is hitting me, and I've got the jitters big time right now. So that's a good thing. That means that we've had a
That's good.
successful, yeah,
Yeah.
we've had a successful Alter Live show. Maeve, anything else that we want to add about hosts and greeters today?
I think that you should, once you assemble your team, you should really value them and
Hmm.
take the time to train them because they really are a vital source on Alter Live.
Hmm.
This is something that you can't really like skim over or skimp on training, because once you have these people trained, they will really, really help you out to
Yeah.
make the best Alter Live experience.
That's really good. Actually, that's a good note. A lot of times, I just shot a video about this actually, and that's going to be coming out pretty soon. But um, the thing that pastors and leaders and mentors and all those people that are going to be running Alter Live, the thing that usually happens is that we get so busy and so focused on, well, I got to make sure that this is up and running. I got to make sure this piece of content is good, and we start to neglect our teams. And the
Mm,
way people get bought into the mission and vision of your church is serving alongside of you. There's something that
yes.
happens deep and innately within each one of us when we volunteer our time. We're literally doing what Jesus called us to do and
Mm,
sacrifice our time. And when we do that for his church, even especially
yeah.
online, because like his church is everywhere, his body is everywhere, it doesn't matter if you're online or physical or whatever. When you start to sacrifice your time for his church, you start to realize that you're kind of walking in step with the mission and vision of that church, and it frees us up as pastors and leaders to continue to go and take the gospel into different places. So like Maeve said, I want to echo that. Make sure you're valuing your hosts and team, even if it's just Amazon gift cards for $5 or Starbucks or Dunkin' or whatever. Seriously, the little things, even and emails and text messages and all of those things. Value your team, love them
Mm.
because they will benefit your church and they will benefit, more importantly, the kingdom more than any other thing. My diatribe is over. Maeve, what are we talking about next week?
We are talking about, drum roll please, best practices for hosts, admins, and greeters. So once
Ooh.
you kind of know what hosts, oh, I love that. Since we kind of introduced hosts and greeters, now we want to talk about how you can be the best host, greeter, admin you can be. And, we'll give you some tips and tricks next week. Oh my gosh. That one's amazing.
I don't like that one. I like this one. That right there. Nice, with
Oh,
a flourish.
that's magical.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Maeve, thanks so much for being here and for helping us with content and all that. You're great. Just so we all know, Maeve does a lot of behind the scenes work with all of our content here with Alter Live, and she's awesome, and we're super stoked that she is part of the team. See, this is me thanking you for being on the team.
Yes, thanks. And thanks for having me, Andy.
You're so welcome. Make sure to share all of this with your friends on all your links. Next week, I want to talk a little bit about the Alter Live fam on Facebook. It's a group that we can all join, and we can answer questions and do all those other things. Thank you for joining us today. We love you. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, everyone.